We've seen a return of tourism. That's what's driven our performance. So at the moment, a 50% mix of our sales is from tourism, and a lot of that from obviously from across the border in mainland China. We're seeing a younger consumer come across the border, more experiential, less demand driven, and therefore we have to be clever about what we do with our product makeup in stores. So we're looking at niche brands, exclusive brands that you can't necessarily buy in mainland China, and that's helping us keep abreast of all the trends and ensuring that the tourist who comes across the border finds something that they need and they can buy and purchase across and bring it back across into mainland China.
Now, as we talk about the China tourist or the China consumer, how is the economic uncertainty there impacting the way that they spend?
A very good point. I think if we're honest, at the beginning of the year, we were expecting a stronger return of tourism that we've seen. Although it's now 50%, it's very pleasing, but we were expecting that to probably be reaching about 60% by this time. And a lot of that is because of the China economy probably a little bit has its own headwinds. But we saw in the national week after the October national holidays, we saw that the demand has stayed pretty much consistent after. So what we saw in May Golden Week was in June it was quite weak, but what we've seen in November so far is it stayed quite strong, and therefore we're quite hopeful about the winter season.
What about the Hong Kong consumer? Because that was what was behind the shopping and carried you guys through the last couple of years, was the local consumer. Hong Kong people now, as the trends show, they're crossing the border, going into the mainland to do their entertainment and then coming back to Hong Kong. How has that impacted your business?
Very good point as well. So we've stayed strong onto our local consumers, making sure that we stay relevant to them. So as you say, you quite rightly said, they helped us get through 3 or 4 years of COVID. And so we're actively looking for new stores in local areas in Hong Kong as well. You mentioned we have 3 store openings in the remaining half of this year, but we're actively looking for more. In terms of moving northbound, we saw in October the government statistics announced that 5 million tourist visitors moved from Hong Kong into mainland China. But if you take into account other overseas locations, it was 7 million. So it's virtually one cover for every single person in Hong Kong. But what we've seen is that it's more F&B related, more services related. So for our products, we haven't seen a noticeable decline in our sales because of that. Obviously, with the weekend travelers all moving across the border, the traffic in stores has been a little bit less during the weekend, but we expect that to return.